saw a really sweet picture of you and Liam, and it's all will they, won't they? Are they walking down the aisle? I see that. It probably will be soon. I see the ring on your finger. Are our wedding bells in your future?
I'm wearing a ring, so.
That's a yes.
It has recently been rumored that you and Liam Hemsworth had some PDA at the Waverly Inn. Have you two ever kissed when the cameras weren't rolling?
Liam and I grew up together. Liam's real hot.
I agree.
What would you have done?
Nothing in life can prepare someone for their first true love. It usually happens young and fast. And before you know it, you're finishing each other's sentences, falling into a routine, and becoming partners in crime. Even sometimes tying the knot and getting married. But what if the guy you fell for controlled everything about your self-image, slowly transforming you into his fantasy girlfriend and deleting the parts of you that don't fit his future plan? All that emotional labor is intimidating enough for just anyone. But what if the guy you fell for was a drop-dead gorgeous Australian actor and the entire world started commenting on the inner workings of your relationship? Most people would fold in this situation, but today's deep dive subject would turn it into multiple of the biggest hit pop songs of all time. That's right. Today, I'm talking about the fiery flame between Australian actor Liam Hemsworth and American pop sensation Miley Cyrus.
And it feels like you and I are dying, and there's no one that can save our lives.
When I'm deep diving online for our videos, reading articles, researching, I get absolutely bombarded by ads. That is why I am so excited for today's sponsor, Pi. Pi is an ad blocker, but not just any ordinary ad blocker. It also pays you. You can choose to block all ads, or you can opt into the rewards program. You know how we get paid when you watch ads on our videos? Well, now you can get paid when watching ads on our videos. It's a win-win. Another huge win is Pi's online companion shopping extension, which automatically applies coupons when you are shopping and gives you cashback rewards at over 10,000 stores. The best part, you do not have to pay to use Pi. All you have to do is go to pi.org/deep dive. Then click Add to Chrome so you can start browsing the internet in peace while also getting rewarded. Thank you again to Pi for sponsoring this episode of Deep Dive. Now, let's get back to the video.
Now, me and Shelby have already made an entire series about Miley's career, so if you don't know about that, be sure to check it out. I'll link it up top and below. But for now, we're starting in the year 2008. Miley Cyrus is queen of the Disney Channel, and the world is at her fingertips.
Festival close like I'm Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana's production team are making their plans to end the series, and the Disney Channel called Miley into their office to discuss creating a star vehicle, out of children's programming and into the eyes of young adults. Disney Channel realized how giant Hannah Montana was for the channel, and knew they would have to do anything they could to just get Miley to stay with Disney Channel's plan.
In 2008, I needed to do another feature film for Disney, and I didn't want it to be a part of Hannah Montana.
Miley expressed her interest in the film Walk to Remember, a 2002 film starring Mandy Moore, one that would actually help Mandy get cast in more adult roles. Disney immediately got to work to take the team from A Walk to Remember and port them over to a brand new movie starring Miley, starting with the director Adam Shankman, who they would call in to direct the movie now named The Last Song. Miley's acting agency, UTA, would contact love story extraordinaire Nicholas Sparks. Hot off the heels of The Lucky One, Nicholas agreed to write a novel inspired by Miley Cyrus. Nicholas returned to the studio and the Cyrus family with the following premise. Ronnie, Miley Cyrus, and her younger brother Jonah's parents are divorced. They live with their mother until this summer when they are sent to live with their father, Greg Kinnear. Ronnie resents her father and has no intention of being friendly or even talking to him for the summer. But after meeting a handsome guy and beginning to fall in love, Ronnie starts rediscovering her love for music. Now, towards the end of 2008, Miley and her family would greenlight the concept, and Nicholas would immediately begin work on the screenplay. They would then convert that screenplay that Nicholas wrote into a novel after the fact. This odd schedule had to be done to accommodate Disney's rigorous filming schedule. See, Miley had a tour set to take place in fall of 2009, and by spring, she would be filming Hannah Montana. Now, initially, Miley's love interest was cast as up-and-coming actor Robbie Gavrin, but by May, the publication Savannah Now would report Miley's love interest being cast as, at the time, relatively unknown Australian TV actor Liam Hemsworth.
With Liam, it was very funny. Liam walked into our office and said, "Excuse me, I'm looking," in an Australian accent, "I'm looking for the head of casting." And every woman in that office said, "I'll show you."
I got flown over here 10 months ago to do a screen test for Thor. I'd sent a tape over for that, which my older brother Chris ended up getting. Yeah, and then I had an audition for this. Oh, I came in and read a week before I met her. And then I came in and read with her, and yeah, we had really good chemistry on screen, and we both enjoyed being there so much. And when you want to be working with someone that you enjoy being around.
I'm just your average teen with 250 individual hair extensions. Once we had written the screenplay, it was time to audition all the guys who would play Will, my boyfriend, in the movie. And we had gotten it down from thousands to the final 3.
They were casting, and so my mom had gotten it narrowed down to like 3, basically, of everyone, of like Liam's character, and then everyone's different character. So I went in and like read with them.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was like
an
a blind
arranged
date,
marriage
kinda.
or something.
Yeah.
It's like your mom went on The Bachelor for you.
Exactly, and picked them out.
And whittled it down to the last 3 weeks.
She would bring like pictures home all the time, and I would be like, "This is weird." She does like staring at Liam's face for like hours. She's like, "No, I'm just assigning the character." I'm like, "Yeah, right. I stare at his face too."
What a dream for a mother, because they always want to be the one that picks who you wind up, who you would wind up
she
with.
was actually like sold before I was even. I was like, I don't really want to like pick the person or whatever. So she was like, "No, he's really cute." I'm like, "Yeah, he's like fine." She's like, "No, he's really cute." I'm like, "Okay, Mom, go ahead."
With Liam officially cast in June of 2009, after Hannah Montana finished filming and Miley's tour wrapped, Miley would actually move to Tybee Island, an island in Georgia where she would begin filming the last song. And this is where she would meet Liam for the first time.
I think one of the elements that made that movie feel so special was it was watching 2 very young people fall in love with each other.
The more we got to hang out, the more I got to know him, and like he's super respectful and super smart, and there's not many people like that out here. Honestly, there's not many people that really are just super respectful, and like he's very much like that with like my private life, and just like we have this life that we do, which is all the press and whatever for the film, but then we have like our own life, and we hang out and almost every day, pretty much every day, and he just has become like my best friend.
It's almost like Hannah Montana, in which there are 2 of you.
It is, the press life
Yes.
and our normal
There's
life.
Hannah, and there's Miley, and then there's TV and movie Miley, and there's home Miley.
There's lots of Miley.
It's almost like you have a personality disorder, like schizophrenia.
I think I may.
Now, are you guys, did I read somewhere that you guys were dating, or just friends?
Yeah, I mean, I get nervous talking about my private life, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to deny.
Yeah.
So many photos.
That's great.
Yeah.
So cool.
Which was happening in real time and in real life, so the chemistry was undeniable.
Hey, what's up? It's Miley Cyrus
And Liam Hemsworth.
at her fashion shoot in Paris.
And that was the beginning of a long 10-year relationship.
In June of 2009, right around the time the last song was set to begin filming, Miley broke up with her 20-year-old boyfriend, underwear model Justin Gaston. But she was also still in the throes of her love triangle with Nick Jonas, which is another deep dive that's coming very soon. Anyway, in June of 2009, as magazines began speculating that Miley broke up with Gaston to be with Nick Jonas, she actually wrote on Twitter, "Justin and Nick are 2 very amazing people, and they both mean so much to me. I heard once you can love more than one in your life, but there is only one love of your life. I love both of them so much, and they are both dear to my heart. Justin is an amazing person. He can always make me laugh and has a heart of gold. And Nick is so lovely. He reaches out to so many people with his music, not only with his talent, but with his heart. Our love of music is something that keeps our friendship together. And I know no matter, he will be my friend forever." As soon as Miley moved to Georgia to film the last song, she posted a status update on MileyWorld.com, an online fan club managed by her mother. She wrote, "This is such a new beginning for me. I'm in a new city, in a new home with a new hair color, doing a new movie with a completely new character. It's going to be a great challenge for me to play such a different part. I'm really happy and excited to start this new chapter in my life. I've waited to do something like this for a long time. I've been offered so many different parts in different movies, and I've never been able to do them between my Hannah Montana schedule and touring and working on my music. Not only my music, but the soundtracks for the show and the Hannah Montana movie. This is the first time I've had enough time to fit a movie into my schedule. I'm so grateful I'm getting to do this and have been so blessed to be doing a role I'm so passionate about. I've always been a fan of Nicholas Sparks and his books and movies, and to have him write this specifically for me is a dream come true. Anyway, I'm getting ready to do school and then off to the ocean for some jet skiing.
I came to Georgia, which was where we shot the movie, and just like a lot going on in my life, so it was really good to be able to get out of LA for a little while. I had to go make my own friends and had to get kind of nervous about stepping into a new environment, so I definitely did a lot of growing up, and I was really happy with the person that I came out of the last song as.
Now, during the filming of the last song, Miley and Liam would spend every day together, slowly falling in love right in front of the camera.
Working with Liam was a lot of fun because we're a lot alike, but we're also very different. He's from Australia and I'm from the South, and it's so funny. And it was so much fun to be able to explore a new role because it's something new for both of us. So it's cool being able to share that with somebody.
If we weren't shooting, we'd be on jet skis or hanging out at the beach or eating seafood.
Sounds awful.
Oh, it was a terrible life.
We've had a lot of fun. We've become really close through the shoot, and it makes the scenes a lot easier because you can kind of just have that, you know, that you have off screen. It's been a pleasure to work with her, and she's a great girl.
Liam has a very strong presence, and he had an enormous understanding of the emotions that were required to carry this role. And that was something that was very exciting to put him and Miley together.
Filming began in June of 2009, and by August of the same year, Miley and Liam would be inseparable, being spotted kissing goodbye at the airport in Nashville. On June 19th, E! Online reported Miley Cyrus kissing Liam Hemsworth on the beach off-set. In August, it would appear Miley would reunite with her ex, Carter Jenkins. However, this was most likely a PR stunt, as Miley was just seen with Nick Jonas, and she was stepping out with one of her past boyfriends. However, all of this infuriated Lauren Griffin, Liam's alleged girlfriend back home. After seeing the photos of them kissing off set in the airport, she told Women's Day magazine that she thought the photos of Miley and Liam making out were part of filming the last song, until further snaps of them, quote, snogging off set showed up. Lauren said, quote, "He was my boyfriend and my best friend. There is no other reason why we would have broken up. Liam and I have been inseparable since school, but it's Miley Cyrus.
Oh shit, there goes Hannah Montana.
How can I compete?" Lauren was then photographed crying over her 5-year relationship crumbling to the ground. In September of 2009, Nicholas Sparks would release the novel The Last Song to the world. On September 11th, Walt Disney Records would release the music video When I Look at You, containing the first ever clips of the last song at the first ever D23 Expo. During this time, Miley and Liam were not only spotted out together non-stop, but Miley was also constantly writing on her Miley World blog about all the fun they were having together. On March 21st, only 4 days before the last song would premiere, Miley would confirm on the pre-Oscar show Red Carpet that she was in fact dating her last song co-star Liam Hemsworth. The last song premiere would be held in Hollywood, California on March 25th, and Miley and Liam would attend together as a couple, hitting the red carpet and talking about falling in love during the last song. The last song would debut across 3,300 screens and gross over $16 million, finishing 4th place during its opening weekend in the box office. Despite mixed reviews from critics, Miley Cyrus's fans were entranced by the true budding romance coming together on their screens. It was all real, but it was also a movie. It was a lot to watch. By April of 2010, Miley and Liam were on the cover of every magazine together as a couple.
I believe the theme was prom.
Paris. There's Paris.
Okay, 2 different separate things.
Not prom.
Paris, prom in Paris.
No, it doesn't do it.
Someone said prom to me
It's a
today.
prom issue.
Miley and Liam's on-screen chemistry was incredible, as that was their golden era, working together and falling in love on the set of the last song. But off-screen, during the press tour for the last song, Liam would often act contrarian to Miley.
Miley, what would you say that you learnt from me during the filming of the last song?
Probably just what not to do on a film and how to seem professional.
Different way to look at it. Okay.
Probably like everything you did, I'll just know that I should do the opposite of on my next film.
Gotcha, good. Just supportive comments today.
Yeah, and my granddad.
I don't think I knew that.
You didn't?
No.
I've said it in like 25 interviews. You just not listen to what I tell you?
Didn't listen.
Good, good.
Like a
Someone
heroin.
asked him one time if he likes brunettes or blondes better, and I was like, I'm the perfect choice. I'm both.
There you
so
go.
I was like, you really do have the best girlfriend ever, so you better stick to it. I cut him out of the movie. I made a joke like that one time. I'm like, you know what, you better be nice to me, otherwise editing is going to be real nice on your part.
That is.
Cut you out of the whole thing.
That's right. You can get him.
CGI Zac Efron into your role.
Yeah, you keep him on the level with the director's cut too on the DVD. You can really get him in 6 months from now also.
No bonus features for you, Lynn. Which one of you messed up your lines more? Yeah, right.
You didn't even know your lines.
That's true. I didn't know it until I went on set. That was actually, I never got a complaint except from Julianne one time. Was like, can you please read your script before you come to work? Could you actually read the script before you tell us you want to sign on to the film?
You pull it off though.
I haven't read the script. I haven't read the book. I've never actually seen the full Hannah Montana movie. I told you that. I'm not very prepared.
You all do things differently.
We're done.
Well, thank you, Miley, for,
thank you,
for coming
Liam.
today.
Miley reportedly gave up tweeting for her new BF, Liam Hemsworth, her co-star in the new movie, The Last Song.
Yeah, the rumors are true. I deleted my Twitter. Everything that I type and everything that I do. All those lame gossip sites take it and they make it news. I want my private life private. I'm done trying to please. I ain't living for tabloids, no. I'm living for me. No more emo quotes and fake views with Demi. Yeah, I'm done with all that. And the truth is I'm too busy. And I really like looking at Katy Perry and Britney.
Yep, her very last tweet said, FYI, Liam doesn't have a Twitter and he wants me to delete mine with good reason. And within minutes, Miley's Twitter page was gone. Meantime, Miley's 2 million plus fans are frantic and have started a trending topic on the site called Miley Come Back.
Their relationship was already showing signs of cracks, but their movie was hitting theaters. It was an incredibly chaotic time, and for Liam, he was about to get his big break, as directly after The Last Song, he was cast in the 2011 hit, The Hunger Games. Miley even released her controversial album and final musical Disney project, Can't Be Tamed.
Don't change me, yeah.
And most of the album was reportedly about her new boyfriend, Liam. But by November of 2010, it would be reported that Miley and Liam had called off their relationship, Miley being spotted with numerous other guys. But by March of 2011, Miley was back on SiriusXM, giving them the scoop on how when she returns to Australia, she, quote, may or may not be single, saying her and Liam are still very close, but she has an affinity for Australian boys. So no promises. The only thing in the way of her rekindling with Liam was her budding friendship with her love interest from So Undercover, Josh Bowman. Now, So Undercover was a movie Miley was also filming at the same time, and she reportedly went out on a date with her co-star Josh Bowman a month prior.
The duo was inseparable during the entire wrap party. If in fact Josh and Miles are an item though, it wouldn't be the first time that the tall, dark, and handsome guy has dated a super celeb. He's rumored to have dated Amy Winehouse a few years back.
And there were also those behind-the-scenes rumors on the set of Liam's new movie, The Hunger Games.
It has recently been rumored that you and Liam Hemsworth had some PDA at the Waverly Inn. Have you two ever kissed when the cameras weren't rolling?
Liam and I grew up together. Liam's real hot.
I agree.
What would you have done?
Yes, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. I mean, I pick Gail over PETA any day.
I did.
Yes, okay.
At one point.
Well done.
Even though these were just rumors, they would haunt Jennifer Lawrence and Liam Hemsworth to this very day.
When Miley Cyrus's song Flowers debuted, there was a lot of talk that the music video, I know the audience is already responding.
They're like, uh-huh.
Okay. There was already a lot of talk that the music video was referencing a secret fling that you had with Liam Hemsworth while he was with Miley Cyrus. Can you please respond to this?
I would love to. Not true, total rumor. I mean, we all know me and Liam kissed one time. It was years after they broke up.
Okay.
So I just assumed that was like a coincidence.
Okay. Thank you for clearing
Are you
that.
satisfied?
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Yes.
Now, during 2011, the year Miley and Liam took their extensive break, Miley would begin discovering herself in the public eye. From smoking salvia to becoming a self-proclaimed stoner. Now that Liam was seemingly out of the picture, she could really let her freak flag fly. Nonetheless, after the Hunger Games wrapped filming, rumors would begin flying that Miley and Liam were still going strong, even though they were on an extensive break before this. And by September of 2011, the couple would be spotted together non-stop. It seems like they were back together for good, even ringing in the new year of 2012 together. But this year would help shape Miley Cyrus into the one we all know and love today. At the beginning of 2012, Miley would open up about her and Liam's kiss during the last song, saying, quote, "That kiss definitely triggered something. It triggered something in my head that made me realize this was gonna be a lot of fun. And it made me realize that one day you can feel bad and the next you can meet someone who is your soulmate. Or your best friend or whatever, and that's really cool." But Liam and Miley's love would immediately be put to the test, as Miley was in the process of completely changing her public image, firing her old manager from the Hannah Montana days, in favor of Britney Spears alumni, Larry Rudolph. In January of 2012, Miley Cyrus would begin work on her 4th studio album, but she would position it as if it were her new debut record. At the time, attempting to erase all the music that was released during the Hannah Montana days. Miley saw her public career as a child star was coming to the end of its rope, and that if she wanted to stick around, she needed to evolve. But how would Liam Hemsworth handle this? After all, she was just busted for smoking and dropped from the Hotel Transylvania franchise. Meanwhile, Liam's career was just getting started, with the Hunger Games debuting to much fanfare. He was the modern-day Taylor Lautner. But we also kind of know how that worked out and how it worked out for Liam, so maybe that's not all it's cracked up to be. By February of 2012, Miley Cyrus would not only be spotted with Liam Hemsworth at Elton John's Oscar party, but would also prominently tattoo the words "Love Never Dies" on her bicep. Around this time, Miley was spotted with a gigantic rock on her finger, leading her fans and the media to speculate on whether or not her and Liam got engaged. Miley would first deny these rumors, but would confirm them very shortly after. It was official, Liam Hemsworth and Miley Cyrus were engaged to be married.
He's the Australian heartthrob and star of one of the year's hottest movies, The Hunger Games. And soon, they may be planning one of the most talked about weddings in Hollywood.
Miley had a new lease on life and was going full speed, but the ever so straight-laced Liam Hemsworth was reportedly not getting enough attention from his superstar girlfriend. By April of the same year, publications were already reporting that Miley and Liam had broken up again, saying that during the filming of The Hunger Games, Miley only visited Liam twice for 24 hours, and that Miley doesn't want to be tied down. But for Liam, the relationship just wasn't enough. But only 1 week later would come the infidelity rumors. Miley was photographed with her assistant, Shane, and the tabloids published the photos. Miley cleared up any confusion, tweeting, quote, "So now because I am engaged, I can't have a friend of the opposite sex? Can't have a friend help me out while I'm working all day? #dumb. I love my fiance and he loves me. All the rest is bullshit. We get to live a life of happiness. No one can take that away from us." As the summer of 2012 was coming to a close, Miley Cyrus would make a decision that would cement her in the pop history books forever. With nothing but a pair of scissors and a dream, Miley would shock the world and cut her hair into her now iconic short blonde pixie cut.
I love your hair.
Thank you
I
very
really
much.
do.
Thank you.
It's even shorter now, right?
Yes, I started buzzing, which is getting shorter and
Do you
shorter.
do it yourself?
Oh, no.
Because it's
I would
really
have like
fun.
bald spots in like crazy places. I tried it one time, and I didn't know you had to put like the end, like the numbers. Like I didn't really know the 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
I was
that's
like, oh, this is Liam's. And it was actually weird that you posted that photo, because as soon as I cut my hair, I was like, do I look like Ellen a little bit? Do we look a little bit similar? Like blue eyes, the hair, and then I saw your photo shortly after, and I was like, yeah, no, we totally do.
Yeah, well, no, you...
Twinsies.
Look, we do look just alike. Exactly.
Twins.
The media immediately treated it as if Hannah Montana had died, and Hannah Montana fans immediately began jumping ship. However, the Miley Cyrus fans were only growing. See, Miley's original fans had grown up with her, and she was cultivating an entirely new audience that was attracted to her rebellious image, and they were all eagerly awaiting her first single back. Now, if you've seen the previous episodes of our 3-part Miley Cyrus deep dive, you know that Can't Be Tamed, Miley Cyrus's album before this one, was considered a commercial failure. Mostly because Disney's record label, Hollywood Records, convinced Miley to go in a more risque direction. But when it came time to promote the album, due to backlash from parents, the single was pulled from Radio Disney entirely. This tanked the album, and with only 3 songs out into the world from 2012, Decisions with Borgore, Ashtrays and Heartbreaks with Snoop Lion, and Fall Down with will.i.am, Miley was self-admittedly growing increasingly worried about this upcoming era. She knew if she didn't make a ginormous splash, that this would be considered her second failure, and asking a record label as big as RCA for a second chance, that just wouldn't work. All the discourse over Miley Cyrus's hair would land all eyes on her. But this was reportedly not the kind of attention Liam liked. And this drove Miley and Liam even further apart. It was clear, Miley was a completely different person than the girl he'd met 3 years prior. But he'd also unmasked in front of Miley. They were both entirely different people from when they first met.
I've turned into someone else.
From the moment Miley Cyrus cut her hair, the news started following her every move 24/7. And she was never with Liam.
On Thursday, Miley Cyrus launched into a Twitter overshare, asking, "Ever feel like you want just something more? Not sure what exactly? Passion, perhaps?" That tweet immediately raised eyebrows, and the soulful tweets kept coming. "Sometimes I feel like I love everyone more than they love me. Hate that feeling." And then, thought of the day. Maybe it's not that they love you less, they just love you the most they're capable of loving.
She was crafting a new public image.
Miley channeled her best Nicki Minaj for Halloween.
Miley Cyrus made the perfect Nicki Minaj, and clearly the rapper agreed.
But Nicki said she saw Miley Cyrus dressed up as her, and she was thinking of returning the favor and dressing up as Miley.
To hitting the studio with a completely new group of musicians, including but not limited to Justin Bieber, Mike Will Made It, Sway Lee, Nelly, Big Sean, Pharrell, Tyler the Creator, will.i.am, Wiz Khalifa, Dr. Luke, French Montana, and even Britney Spears.
It's Britney, bitch.
This quite literal dream team would work with Miley Cyrus to create the West Coast fueled explicit world of Bangerz.
Lulu lives with a dog. Yeah, pop that ass like a trunk. Nice. Looking so good, call it ice cream cake. Make the boys wanna cut it like a knife. Slice.
Miley has spoken at great lengths about how this album felt more like her debut album than her previous records, as everything under Hollywood Records was heavily controlled by Disney. But this was the first time she was recording a musical project outside of the Disney Channel machine. Which I know I always say this, but just let this sink in. Can't Be Tamed was recorded and released before Hannah Montana Forever was even finished being promoted on the Disney Channel. Miley had been dominating the charts for years at this point, but unlike her Disney cohorts, she was finally being accepted into the mainstream music scene. Miley Cyrus was the name on everyone's lips, and this was not the kind of attention Liam Hemsworth liked at all. Sure, he'd been a heartthrob opposite of the child-friendly Disney pop sensation, but he was meeting the absolute beast that was the Miley Cyrus Bangerz era, and he seemed to not want any part of it. Throughout the beginning of 2013, Miley had written several breakup songs for her record, including the song Drive and Someone Else. In February of that year, Perez Hilton would report that Miley Cyrus was spotted with Ed Westwick. But Miley would directly fire off at Perez. At Perez Hilton, hope you find love one day, but can you not with mine? I've never been with Ed W in my life. I was at the studio last night. Now, as March of 2013 rolled around, Miley was hard at work on her new album, being photographed out and about, not only without Liam, but without her engagement ring either.
Can I ask though, because we saw a really sweet picture of you and Liam, and it's all will they, won't they, are they walking down the aisle? I see that. It probably will be soon. I see the ring on your finger. Are our wedding bells in your future?
I'm wearing a ring, so.
Now, this is a common theme throughout this video. Miley takes on and off her engagement ring, and it's not exactly clear if she just doesn't wear it all the time, even when she's with him. That's actually what she said. But other times it's like meant something and it means they're over. So just look at the pictures and the videos of her and see if she's wearing her ring at the time that she's talking, because it's fascinating. Half the time it's on and half the time it is off.
Until you had enough, then you took that ring off.
Now, every time she took her ring off, rumors would begin flying that Miley and Liam were broken up. But Miley cleared these up once and for all on Twitter, tweeting, quote, "I am so sick of LA and sick of the lies that come with it. I didn't call off my wedding, taking a break from social media, #draining." In April of 2013, Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley's father, told Nightline he didn't know if Miley and Liam were getting married, saying, quote, "They're young, they're kids. The great news is they're great friends. And if you end up getting married, that's your business too, you know?" When Miley began rolling out her new album, beginning with the release of the chart-topping We Can't Stop, Liam was nowhere near her. By August, Liam needed to promote his new movie, Paranoia. And either contractually or obligatorily, Miley showed up on his arm at the premiere.
Miley Cyrus and her fiance, Liam Hemsworth, together.
No! The mysterious couple decided to step out together Thursday night and put those nasty breakup rumors to rest once and for all.
I haven't seen them together in months.
For months.
Where were they?
Just a romantic night out. At the premiere for Liam's new movie, Paranoia. Thursday night, Miley was there for Liam's director.
Come out of the shot.
This same month, while Miley was still publicly engaged to Liam, she would release the controversial and shocking video for Wrecking Ball, a song about Liam.
What's so crazy is from the person that I thought that I was at, 16, you're completely different, 18, then at 20, and then I'm just excited to see where I'm going to be in 2 years. I've got a really bomb fan base, and the Smilers, they're the ones that are getting it to be 33 million views. And my whole thing is haters are gonna hate, but the haters are also gonna click on your YouTube video to watch it. So I don't really care. You helped me break the record, even if you were watching just to hate on me. And now I hold a record, so I win.
Wrecking Ball, I had already had the demo. And I had taken this song actually to multiple producers who didn't hear its potential and told me they didn't think it fit Bangerz. So I called the Party in the USA guy and go, let's do it again. So at the time when I had made Wrecking Ball, I was expecting for there to be controversy and backlash, but I don't think I expected other women to put me down or turn on me, especially women that had been in my position before.
The next month, Miley and Liam would actually unfollow each other on Twitter and confirm to the world on September 18th that the love they once shared was gone.
So the last time you were here, I threw you an engagement party. You enjoyed it.
I should have kept one of those dudes' numbers.
Yeah.
That would've come in handy.
Is that an awkward thing that all this attention is going on and you're not with him anymore, or?
It's not really as awkward because I'm living in, and so I think people spend more time actually thinking about it than I really do, because I just believe when a chapter is done, you have to close it and start that new one, and that's kind of where I am right now, is I felt like I have so much to be thankful for at this time that my energy hasn't really been focused on that, and it's actually, I've been kind of impressed with people and how much they've actually shown more respect. I don't really look up anything, so maybe they haven't been showing respect, but from what I have seen, I felt like people have really focused on my music right now when I've needed them to, and have actually been really good about that, because that's the only thing I worried about, was I didn't want me to sacrifice what I've been working for just the attention to be on that.
Or to overshadow that.
Yeah.
And did you write anything, is anything on this album about that?
The whole album is a story of that, and I think it says that with starting with Adore You and ending with Someone Else, is I feel like you can really find like this arc of like growth, and I didn't even know as much of one until I really listened to it now that it's done and I have like my physical copy and I put it in my car. I'm like, this really is like telling a story, and I think I knew more intuitively where my life was going than I actually thought I did at the time.
I didn't want to are you friendly? Do you speak, or?
For me, I haven't really gotten to see anyone right now because I've been like so crazy busy. I'm just letting that chapter kind of close and then just looking forward to that new one. So I want to be really clear and determined with everything I'm doing in my life right now, and I have been. And I keep saying I'm the happiest I've ever been, and that's not even a dig. That's just me, because I really am genuinely happy, finally, with myself, which I think sometimes it takes you separating yourself from someone else to really be happy with who you are. I've never been able just to be alone, and I'm obsessed with being alone and like hearing my thoughts, because I'm
right now?
Yeah.
After breaking up with Liam, Miley would go on to release her album, Bangerz. and it would shock the world. Not only for its unabashed stylistic changes from Miley's previous work, but the lyrical content about Liam. Miley singing in someone else, quote, "I used to believe love conquers all," because that's what's seen in the movies. Come to find out, it's not like that at all. You see, real life's much different. And finally, Miley singing in Wrecking Ball over the iconic backing instrumental, quote, "I never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in, and instead of using force, I guess I should have let you in. Don't you ever say, I just walked away. I can't live a lie, running for my life. I will always want you." Bangerz is often remembered for the wild tracks like Do My Thing and 4x4, but it has some of the most heartfelt ballads of Miley's career, pouring her 20-year-old heart out about the way she felt at the time about Liam. Wrecking Ball would go on to be one of the most prolific pop songs of all time. To this very day, the song is inescapable, and back then, it was truly impossible to escape.
Wrecking Ball was your first #1 single.
Rude.
What was the inspiration behind the song?
My man wasn't acting right. True.
Liam, on the other hand, was getting his own revenge on Miley, publicly making out with 23-year-old model and telenovela star Eliza Gonzalez only one day after the breakup was announced. That same week, Miley was scheduled for her first performance since the breakup at the iHeartRadio Music Festival, breaking down about Liam on stage while singing the iconic song Wrecking Ball.
Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you.
No matter how much the media poked and prodded, it was nearly all silent on Liam's front, as he simply told the media they don't understand his relationship or his breakup. However, Miley was in the middle of promoting a record. Luckily, with the Bangerz era, Miley had a lot to discuss other than Liam, but that wouldn't stop the media from grilling her on everything to do with the breakup. Bangerz would be a completely different type of success, and Miley would build herself into a pop icon in the years to come. She'd already been Hannah Montana and Miley Stewart, but this was Miley Cyrus's time to shine, and she was causing a media storm. From the Bangerz rollout with her controversial VMAs performance to her gigantic Bangerz World Tour, Miley's image would transform into a psychedelic daydream, one that Liam would have no part in. As 2015 came around, Miley was approaching the 2-year anniversary of the beginning of the Bangerz era, and she knew it was time to reinvent. This is where Miley's often forgotten era began. Miley Cyrus and her dead pets. Now, this is an era Miley has been very transparent about in the recent years, saying it was not only her favorite project she's ever done, but she actually had to go against the grain. When an artist as massive as Miley Cyrus or Gwen Stefani or Katy Perry releases a project and it hits as hard as Bangerz did, labels often ask the artist to recreate the success of that project with one very similar. In Katy Perry's instance, Teenage Dream was one of the most popular albums of all time. Thus, they made the semi-successful Prism only 2 years later. Gwen Stefani instantly hit off with her debut record, Love Angel Music Baby. Thus, they used the leftover tracks and created Sweet Escape. All of this to say, everyone essentially wanted Miley to release Bangerz 2, but Miley refused, instead opting for the most experimental album and tour of her entire career.
I am extremely clear and fully understand that these plaques would not exist without their loyalty and without their listens, and they've always supported every project that I've done, whether it was making an album like The Dead Pets in my garage, which you may never see one of these, but that's okay because they're some of my favorite songs I've ever written.
Yeah, me too.
And I know, and they know, that really our bond is so much bigger than a billion.
Many fans have wondered if Dead Pets would have ever happened if Liam was still in the picture. Most likely not at all. Like we've previously explained, Liam was very specific about his image and seemed highly judgmental over Miley and her public image. Now, a lot of the songs on Dead Pets were clearly about her animals that had passed away. But with so many heartfelt songs about loss, one has to wonder if Miley was also missing Liam.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Miley was at the top of her career. She was hosting the VMAs while simultaneously feuding with the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj.
Back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
I love you, Nicki, but I listen to Cardi. I said, Miley, what's good?
Now remember, during this massive album and press explosion of Dead Pets all over MTV, Liam was completely silent, still barely speaking on the relationship that ended so suddenly and broke Miley's heart. When asked if he, quote, dodged a bullet when it came to Miley due to their different approaches in celebrity, Liam broke his silence, saying, quote, "You fall in love with who you fall in love with. You can never choose. I guess some people just come with a little more baggage. I mean, look, we were together 5 years, so I don't think those feelings will ever change. And that's good because that proves to me that it was real. It wasn't just a fling. It really was an important part of my life and always will be. Miley's a free spirit. I think she'll always surprise people with what she does. But she's not a malicious person in any way. She's a young girl who wants to do what she wants to do." End quote. Now, this was enough for Miley to say goodbye to the Bangerz and Dead Pets portion of her life, all in hopes of entering a new one with Liam. Now remember, Liam liked how energetic and unique Miley was. But when it came to her, quote, brassy personality and out there stylistic choices, he almost seemed ashamed to be seen with her. Which was rich, because without Miley, Liam would have just been another B-list actor that faded into obscurity, like the majority of the cast of Divergent. Miley made Liam noteworthy. And Liam seemed to recognize this. As 2015 came to a close and the Hunger Games series came to a conclusion, predictably, Liam's roles began drying up, and Miley would throw him a bone. Quite literally. According to Cosmopolitan, Miley Cyrus, quote, flagged the dog she thought would be perfect for Liam at the shelter and texted him a bunch of pictures. Liam went to go see the dog and actually ended up adopting her, naming her Dora the Explorer. This was Miley's perfect end, as in the next months, she would be caught commenting on Liam's friends' posts and even go shopping with Chris Hemsworth's wife.
More signs that Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth are back on and moving forward. If these pics are any indication, the twosome is picking up where they left off in 2012. Miley was snapped leaving her house this week with a U-Haul and heading to Liam's home in Malibu. The 23-year-old has also been snapped wearing a ring on that finger. By the looks of it, her old engagement ring from Liam.
If Miley is posting photos of her ring on Instagram, that means Liam isn't going to be shy about their rekindled relationship.
Needless to say, the relationship was back on track and going fast. Liam would actually give the press a rare candid look into his relationship with Miley, telling GQ on his reconciliation, quote, "At the time, we were going in different directions. And it's just what needed to happen. We were both super young, and it was a good decision at the time. We both needed that." And when asked about his current relationship status, Liam said, quote, "People will figure it out. They already have. They're not dumb."
The pair has gotten a little more public lately after lying low for months following their reconciliation. Miley shared this Insta of Liam lounging in her Foundation's t-shirt, and check out this poolside snap. She's got a new ring on that finger. Still, the couple has yet to confirm they're re-engaged.
For the next year, Miley and Liam were officially back in their honeymoon phase and appearing all over each other's social media accounts. By October of 2016, Miley would go on Ellen and confirm her re-engagement with Liam.
All right, so there's a photo that got a lot of attention of your engagement ring. Are you wearing it right now?
I am.
So, well, congratulations.
It's okay, so listen, so here, I actually don't really talk about it that much, but I think that's something that people should understand is I think young people in general, what we wear and what like a relationship and a commitment means is very different to what tabloids like to make it mean. And I think young people have a different idea of partnering and not feeling that this necessarily means this is going to have a legal document signed and dated, because it's really sharing a life with someone and not about a legal paper. So sometimes I replace it with an actual unicorn. Well, this isn't really my aesthetic, but I'll wear it because you love me.
Spending multiple holidays together, including Valentine's Day, Miley and Liam were truly back in their fullest form. Now, this was whiplash for Miley's fans, as they were still reeling from the iconic Bangerz era and the experimental Dead Pets era. To see Miley revert to so many societal norms she'd been rejecting for so many years was a shocking phenomenon. But in the wise words of Hannah Montana,
You can change your hair and you can change your clothes.
by May of 2017, only 2 years after Dead Pets, a new squeaky clean and marketable Miley Cyrus was ready to promote a new love song she'd written about Liam.
Malibu represents what this song represents doesn't necessarily mean Malibu. It means surround yourself with love and nature and be happy and be with your love, even if that's a fucking pig. Be with who you love. When I wrote Malibu, I was on my way to my very first day at The Voice, and I am a really awful driver, and Liam never lets me forget that I should not be allowed to drive. And so I got in the car, I started driving, we were driving like past the beach, and I was just thinking about the sun and that I never would have been here, and I'm so lucky to have someone that brought me here, because you brought me here and I'm happy that you did, because now I'm as free as birds chasing the wind. So that was like, I realized how lucky I am to have this escape. I don't want people to ever think that I forget how lucky I am. And by the way, I'm here because of my fans keeping me here. Dude, I could have gone home to Nashville real quick. They didn't have to love my show. They didn't have to love me, but they chose to.
The song Malibu was all about taking the narrative of her relationship back from the media, telling Billboard, quote, they're gonna talk about me if I come out of a restaurant with Liam. So why not put the power back in my relationship, explaining that her and Liam had to, quote, re-fall for each other. But with this renewed love came new rules. See, Miley wasn't itching for marriage the same way she was last time, telling magazines, quote, I don't envision marriage. I'm 24. I hope I get to live a little bit more. I have too much living to do before I get married. 3 years ago, if you'd ask me if I'd be here, this happy with this man, I'd have been stunned. I'm just writing this out. In some relationships, you lose yourself by being with someone else. Actually, it made me find myself more. I have no idea what the next 3 years will bring, but if it's possible to get even happier, I'll take it. Miley revealed in the same interview that she'd never fully cut Liam off, instead revealing a private friendship behind the scenes, saying, I didn't know we'd get back together. I am so crazy, I have no idea. But I had something in my heart, it never felt like it was ever really over. We kept a great friendship really private. It's good for people to have that space to grow individually. Otherwise, when you're with someone from 16 until 24, you grow into the same person. On September 29th, 2017, Miley's new coming-of-age album, Younger Now, was released to the world. The album included multiple references to her relationship with Liam, even referencing some of her rebounds and how they weren't like Liam at all. For the next year, Miley would parlay her role on The Voice and debut her new persona to the world. One that was a perfect girlfriend, that was always in beachy blonde waves and sang music that could be played across every radio station. For the next year, Liam would post about his, quote, sweet little angel day in and day out. The summer of 2018 would see Miley and Liam fall back in love, being photographed together at red carpet premieres and by countless paparazzi. However, in July, Miley would shock the world when she deleted hundreds of her Instagram posts, even blacking out her profile picture. Naturally, the world started speculating on whether Miley and Liam had split, but Liam quickly posted a video on his Instagram story of Miley and him laughing like everything was normal. Hi, Key, this feels like Liam trying to undermine Miley's social media hiatus. Clearly, she's deleting every photo of herself and he's over here just like, she's fine, see, look. But for the next few months, the couple went almost radio silent. That is until November of 2018, when tragedy struck Malibu.
The deadly wildfires continue to rip through California, forcing more families to evacuate, including many celebs whose homes have been lost in the blaze.
So many people are affected. Miley Cyrus, Gerard Butler, Lady Gaga, and more stars are now speaking out about how they've been affected by the wildfires as the death toll rises.
I was filming Black Mirror, and while I was there, the Woolsey fires happened in Malibu, and I was in South Africa, but it was taking place in Malibu. So it was just a real trip.
I was actually shooting a film in Alabama at the time, and just by chance, I had a couple days off right before that weekend that the fires happened. We didn't think too much about it on the Thursday night, and then Friday morning, my brother called me about 6 a.m. and he said, hey, get ready, they're gonna issue a mandatory evacuation. Drove out of there, and I think it was about 4 a.m. that night we found out that we'd lost the house.
Wow.
The remnants of her forthcoming project was also burned up with the rest of the house.
At my age and the amount of songs that I've written, and all, that was the hardest thing for me to lose, was every song, including Malibu, I lost, because I always write it on paper.
I had written and recorded all the songs at my Rainbow Land studios that I had at my Malibu house. In 2005, I recorded my first album at that house, and eventually that would become my house, where I would write the Younger Now album and Malibu, and it would eventually burn down, and that's my house, and that's my dog Emu. That was the house before, and that was the house that burnt down, which all that was left was the love letters.
Miley will never be the same after her house fire. She seemed to switch altars almost entirely.
found out that my house had burnt to the ground, this was the next day. The show must go on.
If Hollywood criticizing their every move hasn't trauma bonded the couple enough, the wildfire practically sent them right down the wedding aisle.
Being able to go back and rebuild this together, you know, be stronger together, really get to live that out, it's given a really beautiful light at the end of something pretty dark.
Actually, like Liam, I've never loved him more for this.
This is your boyfriend?
Yes, he got...
Fiancé?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Ish. We're my partner. I call him my survival partner now. And he
Right.
thinks it's not romantic, but I learned that it is. That is why you pair up with someone, is for survival. And he was so incredible. He got all the animals out in his truck.
Thus, Miley and Liam would get married very shortly after their house burning down.
It was very intimate. It was pretty much just immediate family, a couple other close friends. It was a really special day.
Miley, reflecting back in 2020, explaining she felt this was a last-ditch effort at their relationship. And the fire did just what she couldn't, letting go of the things she didn't need. But getting married renewed their interest in each other. Their relationship began revving up to levels the public hadn't seen before. Liam even revealed he wanted over 20 kids with Miley. By April of 2019, Miley and Liam would attend the premiere of his brother's movie, Bangerz Endgame. This red carpet appearance would go on to become one of the most infamous and talked about red carpet moments of all time, as Miley would push Liam away in favor of her own spotlight. According to more recent interviews, Miley said the moment she knew her relationship with Liam wouldn't work was during her June 2019 show in Glastonbury.
So Glastonbury was in June, which was when the decision had been made that me and Liam's commitment to being married just really came from, of course, a place of love first, because we've been together for 10 years, but also from a place of trauma and just trying to rebuild as quickly as we could. The day of the show was the day that I had decided that it was no longer going to work in my life to be in that relationship. So that was another moment where the work, the performance, the character came first. And I guess that's why it's now so important to me for that to not be the case, that the human comes first.
By August of 2019, Miley was photographed on vacation, this time without her wedding ring. Now, we all know with Miley this could mean nothing. However, only one day later, Miley's representative broke the news that, quote, Miley and Liam have agreed to separate at this time. Ever evolving, changing as partners and individuals, they have decided this is what's best while they both focus on themselves and careers. They still remain dedicated parents to all of the animals they share while lovingly taking this time apart. Please respect their process and privacy. Only one day later, in true Liam fashion, Miley was photographed with Caitlyn Carter, who'd also just broken up with her boyfriend Brody Jenner. Now, most assumed the two were just friends, until pictures of Miley and Caitlyn kissing hit the internet. Miley had set the internet ablaze once again. This was reportedly how Liam Hemsworth found out Miley was breaking off their marriage and divorcing him. That would mean Liam found out with the rest of the world. A source confirmed to People magazine that Miley was the one to initiate the ending of their relationship, stating that they hadn't been together for months, and Miley knew it was time to end their short-lived marriage. Miley would make a lengthy post about the mountains and nature, making her feel like she needs to respect evolution. Liam followed suit and explained he wished Miley nothing but health and happiness. In the coming days, more details would emerge. Rumors would spread that the reason the two broke up was ironically because Liam began partying too much, the roles completely flipping and reversing from back in the Bangerz era when they broke up that second time. Just days after their breakup, Miley released her new single, Slide Away, a heartbreaking ballad about her and Liam's breakup, even directly calling out Liam's drinking and drug habits. Meanwhile, the media storm was predictably going in Liam's
Twitter to
favor,
shut down.
labeling Miley as a cheater and a liar. On August 21st, Liam Hemsworth filed for divorce from Miley. But only one day later, Miley would provide the much-needed clarity the public was missing on her relationship with Liam, on an 11-tweet thread explaining everything.
She tweets about how she's not only smoked, but advocated for weed and experimented with drugs, and admits she up and cheated in relationships when she was young. After opening up about it all, Cyrus makes one point crystal clear. The truth is, once Liam and I reconciled, I meant it, and I was committed, she continues. There are no secrets to uncover here. I'm not perfect, I don't want to be, it's boring. I've grown up in front of you, but the bottom line is, I have grown up. She then adds, I can admit to a lot of things, but I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. Liam and I have been together for a decade. I've said it before and it remains true. I love Liam and always will. Near the end of her Twitter spree, she writes that she had to make a healthy decision for myself to leave a previous life behind. I am the healthiest and happiest I have been in a long time.
Now, as the years have gone on, Miley has spoken countless times on Liam, explaining the complexities of their relationship together.
We were together since I was 16. Our house burned down. We had been like engaged. I don't know if we really ever thought we were actually going to get married. But when we lost our house in Malibu, I just clung to what I had left of that house, which was me and him. And I really do and did love him very, very, very much, and still do, always will. Sometimes you miss, people more than others. And sometimes, things get easier. Time kind of heals all.
Miley would go on to release her next album, Plastic Hearts, which directly called out to Liam.
Am I wrong that I moved on to die?
On Angels Like You, Miley cried out, I know that you're wrong for me, and I'm gonna wish that we never met on the day I leave. I brought you down to your knees, cause they say that misery loves company. When asked about all of Miley's comments on their relationship, Liam explains that he's focused on his new relationship with his new girlfriend, Gabrielle Brooks. And while he was devastated during his breakup with Miley, he's now happy to be with Gabrielle, and loved that she shared his, quote, traditional values. But all of this pales in comparison to the massive of a song Miley would drop in 2023. This time, Liam truly couldn't escape this one. On January 13th, 2023, on Liam Hemsworth's birthday, Miley Cyrus released the biggest song of her entire career. And it was a self-love anthem about moving on from her relationship with Liam, called Flowers. Miley triumphantly shouting through a Hollywood Hills mansion that she could buy herself flowers and hold her own hand. Back during their relationship, Liam had allegedly dedicated the song When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars to Miley. So she genuinely took the song and reversed the roles line by line. The video was allegedly even filmed in a mansion shrouded in rumors. Many people on Twitter speculating that the home that the music video was filmed in was the home that Liam had cheated in multiple times. Whether that's true or not, Miley was back, and this song would earn her the most accolades of her entire career, truly cementing Miley as not just a child actor turned pop star, but a master lyricist and musical legend.
The Grammy goes to...
And the Grammy goes to... Flowers.
Miley Cyrus!
Thank you. Thank you all so much. I don't think I forgot anyone, but I might have forgotten underwear. Bye.
So where does that leave us? Miley Cyrus is one of the greatest musicians the human race has ever had the pleasure of witnessing. Not just for her incredible voice or impeccable taste and mastery of the craft, but her vulnerability. Whether she was shutting Liam Hemsworth out and crawling back to him in her lowest moment, or triumphantly moving on without him, Miley shared some of the most painful and raw parts of her relationship in her music. That was a sacrifice she would make for some of the best music ever made. And it seemingly paid off. From a young girl debuting on the Disney Channel, to an edgy teenager leaving the Children's Network, to the young 20-year-old finding herself in the wild world of Bangerz, to the 22-year-old dipping on stage with La Ganja Estranja. Miley Cyrus has sowed her true love, pain, blood, sweat, and tears into multiple bodies of work. All of this public vitriol may have taken its toll on Miley, but time and time again, smear campaign after smear campaign, Miley Cyrus perseveres. Because she's more than a singer, actress, model, or social media star. Miley Cyrus is an icon. So while this was about Miley's relationship with Liam, it's about even more than that. It's about every way Miley Cyrus was able to combat the media, predatory businessmen, and the media twisting her own narrative in any way they could. And just how her narrative became the one blasting from every speaker in America. My name's Jake, and this was Deep Dive. Bye.
I'm gonna let everybody in on a little Disney legend secret. I'm the one that tells you what you're not supposed to know. And what I wanna say is that legends get scared too. I'm scared right now. But the difference is we do it anyway. And all of you can do that every single day. It's legendary to be afraid and do it anyway.